was never going to be a men's physique.
Didn't have much of an off season.
I like his physique better.
I'm always very energetic. I will have to put me as one of the greatest.
Mr. Olympia was won by the back.
All right, so next question I have is, you know, genetically some people hold fat in different stubborn places, right? Like some lower back, some chest, stomach, whatever, right? Now I keep hearing that it's impossible to address like spot reducement of fat. So how do you reduce fat in those tough areas without losing gains? You know what I mean, like muscle.
Honestly, listen, if your diet is right on the money, I mean, listen, we all know. I don't care what kind of diet you like. I mean, I love people, they freaking put in butter now in their coffee or whatever. They think, oh, that's gonna lose weight, because it's nonsense, man. You know, every individual is different. I have twins. I'm helping twins just for the show a couple of months ago. You know, guess what? His brother can get away with all the carbs, and they're identical. And this one, I couldn't give him a lot of carb. So you can't. So everybody is different. But we all know in order to get in shape, you need to be in caloric deficit, you know. But if you get too deficit to lose it, you know what I'm saying? You could lose muscle I mean, you still, mind you, I don't care what you're taking and whatever you're doing, you're still going to lose muscles when you diet down, especially if you gain a lot of fat. That's why I tell people, listen, don't call yourself a bodybuilder if you don't have your abs in the off season. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand how these guys, they gained all that weight and they wonder, well, I was 280. I can't believe I'm 198. Dude, I mean, that was all fat. And then when you lose it to get in shape, what will happen, actually, you lose muscles along with the fat. So the best thing you do is try to stay in shape in the off season. You know what I'm saying? So now when you want to do, you know, instead of doing 8 weeks of dieting, start a little longer, 16 weeks, but take it nice and slow, like landing an airplane, nice and slow. You don't crash. If you go too fast, you're going to crash. You know what I'm saying? And that's how you lose all over.
You mentioned caloric deficit. How do you calculate exactly how to be in a caloric deficit?
Well, what you do, there is, you know, like, there is a certain method you do with each person. You know, from their from what they eat normally, like, you know, like that's the question I ask my clients, like, okay, what do you eat? Give me a couple days worth what you eat, what time you go to bed, what time you go to sleep, what type of work you do. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're a construction worker, I'm not going to give you the same amount of food as somebody who's sitting behind his office. So everybody's different. You know what I'm saying? And then you kind of like, you kind of like, you do it. I mean, if you want, I'll give you my calculation and everybody can use it. It's actually up on my website. I still using it for the past so many years and it works for me. This is my method. So everybody can do it differently. I take your weight in pound and time it by 15. Okay. For a male, and for women, I time it by 12. Okay. That will give me your maintenance calorie, basically how much you're going to have for the day. So now if you want to gain weight, I'll add 500 calorie a day, which is equal to 3,500 calorie a week. And you supposedly, you'll gain a pound a week. So the same thing goes the other way. If you want to lose weight, you go into deficit 500 calorie a day. So that's 3,500 calorie. You'll end up losing a pound or more a week. You know what I'm saying? I don't like people to say, well, I want to lose, 10 pounds. Like my daughter just told me yesterday, Dad, I'm going to Florida. I'm going to use 10 pounds. I'm like, honey, in 2 weeks, what do you think the water is going to come out of your muscles? If you're not going to, you know what I mean? So you got to give yourself time. And honestly, if you do that, I think if you put yourself in a 500 calorie deficit, you're gonna land perfectly.